Today we are going to talk about a real number system in mathematics. I believe this is one of the most important topics you must understand because it contains a lot of numbers and how the numbers work specifically. So what we are going to talk about on the real number system is, let's say the topic is real number system, right? So under this one we are going to talk about let's say differences between rational and irrational, right? Irrational. And then you also have a look at how to represent numbers on real number line. Is that okay? Real number line. And then final one is we will compare and other rational numbers. Okay, so maybe I believe these are the three things you have to look at under the real number system for this particular video. So without wasting time, let's get it. Rational number, differences between rational and irrational numbers. So when you say something is rational, what does that mean? Okay, so something is rational. I believe mathematics, you have to understand the image behind the name. So that is the most important thing, because everything in this world has a name, and there's an image behind that. So for instance, your name, when someone mentions your name, you have to respond because the person is what? Referring to you. So that person was able to identify you by your image. So that's the most important thing. When I mention the name of certain thing in mathematics, your focus should be on what is the image behind that. That is very, very important. So let's look at who do we call a rational number? Is that okay? So when I say something is rational, what are we referring to in mathematics? Right? In mathematics, what is a rational, or who is what? A rational. Let's give it what? A human character, so that we can easily identify the image behind that. So by definition, or the person we should call a rational should look like something over another thing. Is that okay? The top one can be a, so far as you are having something over another thing, so they are saying that we should call this one what? A rational number. Is that okay? I'm not saying it is only A over B. No, something on top and then another thing at the down, right? Maybe you can think of this one as a story building, or maybe a human being carrying something on his or her head. That is very important. So what are they carrying? So that is another way. What are they carrying? So now you need to identify the one here and the one also supposed to be at the bottom. Right? So our focus should be on what should be at the top, what should also be at the down. Is that okay? That is very, very important. So let's identify that. So the top one should be what? An integer, as well as the down also should be an integer. Don't worry, as I said earlier on, when you hear the name of certain things, focus on the image behind that. So what is an integer? Is that okay? So the word is what? An integer or integers, right? So who is this? That is the most important thing. Don't go beyond this and say maybe mathematics is difficult. You need to understand the concept first. As I said earlier, you must identify the image behind the name. That is very, very important. Okay, you need to identify the image behind the name. So integer, we know that integers are negative and the positive numbers. Is that okay? So let's say -3, -2, maybe -1, and then 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth, right? And so on and so forth. So all the negative and the positive numbers, including what 0, is what we call an integer. So what they are trying to say here, the top one can take any number among these. Is that okay? The top one, this top one, A here, can take any number here, and then the down here can also take any number below. Is that okay? So when you have something of this nature, we can call that thing or that person what? A rational number. So let's say for instance, can say 1/2 here. It is what? A rational number. Is that okay? So maybe -3/1 is also what? A rational number, right? So far as the top one is what? An integer, and then the down one is also an integer, then we can call everything here to be what? A rational number. Is that okay? So that good. So that is very, very important. So anything that cannot be expressed like this is the vice versa. It's what we call what? An irrational number, right? Anything that cannot be expressed like this is what we call an irrational number. So the vice versa of a rational is what? An irrational number over here. Okay, let's dive into the rational number and see how many ways can we express the rational number. Is that okay? How many? This is just like a rice, right? A rice. You can use a rice to prepare so many foodstuffs, right? Depending on your country. Right, you can use rice to prepare so many stuff. So let's see the breakdown of what? Irrational numbers. How many ways can we express the rational number over here? So the first one that we talk about is a common fraction. Okay. So the word is a common fraction, or maybe let's say a proper fraction. So if you don't know that something that is proper, let's say so a proper fraction. This is just a name. Your problem here should be what is the meaning behind this name. Is that okay? So proper fraction. Who is a proper fraction? The proper fraction is something that the top one must be smaller than what? The down one. Is that okay? The top number here always has to be smaller than the down one. So when I see something like this, it is what? A proper fraction. So of course this is what? A rational number. Is that okay? So the breakdown, let's say rational number is the head of the family, so the children below that. If I am the head of the family and I give birth, I believe that I also give birth to a humankind. Is that okay? So when a rational number give birth to his or her children, that person also has to be in a group of what? A rational number. You understand what I mean by that? So let's say a human being giving birth to a human being, right? An animal, they are giving birth to an animal of their kind. The same thing. So the rational number, the breakdown, the first one is what? You can rewrite a rational number as well, a proper fraction, and then the second one. So this is the first one, and then followed by improper fraction. Improper fraction. So improper, as usual, that should be the opposite of what? The proper fraction. So the top one has to be bigger than what? The down one, right? So let's say 5/2, right? The top one, the top number has to be bigger than what? The down one. So this is proper, and then the down one is also improper. So proper, the top one is smaller than the down one, and then improper is what? The top one is bigger than what? The down one. Is that okay? It can also be negative, right? It can be negative. So -1 on top over something like 2. Is that okay? So I think you have to answer this one. Is this a proper or improper fraction based on the definition or the image of what? A proper fraction. Okay, so that's the two ways that we can write a rational number. And then let's see. You have another one which is the what? A mixed numbers, or maybe let's say a mixed what? Fraction. Is that okay? So a mixed fraction. You have another one which is what? a mixed fraction over here. So a mixed fraction, so a fraction that will be mixed together. So let's say this is how it looks like. Let's say there's a number, let's say one whole number, let's say 1 over 2. Is that okay? So this is something that we call a mixed fraction. So a whole number here and then a proper fraction. In a mixed fraction, one thing you have to note is that when you have a whole number here, a number here, the fraction that is attached to the whole number has to be a proper fraction. Is that okay? So there's no way we can have something like 2 over, let's say 3 over 2. No, I don't believe this doesn't work. Is that okay? This doesn't work. The best thing is that you have to focus on something like this, right? Something like one whole number and then 1 over 2, or maybe 2 whole number, 3 over 2. It depends on the number that we are dealing with. Sometimes you can have a certain number like this, right? You can have a certain number. So let's say we are not doing fraction over here, so you are just looking at how you can rewrite a rational number, right? How you can rewrite that on a rational number. So when you are doing a fraction, that is why you need to stay or subscribe to our channel, so that you can have a more content when we bring you or give you the details and how you can tackle your examination. Is that okay? Whether it makes sense or it doesn't make sense, your focus is to maybe to pass your text and move on. Or when we are going to do advanced mathematics, then you have to learn more, right? And know the important, the functions, the applications of what the mathematics, the concept that you are learning. Maybe at your level, whether it makes sense or it doesn't make sense, you need to pass your test and move on. So just focus on understanding the concept over here. Okay, so that's the second way of what writing. So you have a mixed fraction over here, or maybe mixed numbers. Okay, so this is the proper fraction. That's the first one, followed by the improper. The third way of what writing a rational number is what a mixed fraction. Then you follow by integers. So I've already explained that. So integers, I have another integers here. So that is the both the minus numbers and then and so on and so forth up to 0, and then we move on from 1, 2, and so on and so forth. Is that okay? So this is an integer thing. And then we also have what we also have, let's say, terminating decimals, right? Terminating decimals. So another way of what, one of the children, right? One of the children of what a rational numbers is terminating decimals. Is that okay? So how many children for now? So this is one proper fraction, improper, and then followed by mixed fraction, integers, and then terminating decimals. So this terminating decimals, as the name suggests, it simply means that the decimal that terminates. Is that okay? So decimal number that terminates. So let's say when I have what 5 over 10, this can be written as what? This can be written as 0.5. If you don't understand how I convert this, you need to stay focused. Or let me have your comment in the comment section below. Is that okay? So 0.5. Obviously that I don't have any number beyond that. It terminates. It's okay. There's no additional number apart from the 5. That is why the name comes in. What terminating what decimal? A decimal that has an end. It's okay. So when I have something like this, I can rewrite this one as a rational number. So this is the real definition of a rational number. So something over something. So when I have something like this, I can rewrite it to get my name of what a rational number behind that. Is that okay? And then finally I have what recurring what decimals. Is that okay? So now rational number give birth to how many children now? So let's say 1, and then 2, followed by what a mixed fraction, and then integers, as well as what terminating decimal. So how many now? 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and then 5. So the final one is what? The final one will be recurring, right? Recurring what decimal. So and then So maybe let's say this will be the last one, right? Recurring decimals. So having recurring decimal. So who is a recurring decimal? So maybe something that keeps on what repeating itself. Is that okay? Something that keeps on repeating itself. That is what we call a recurring what decimal. So okay, let me take this one out. So let's say so by notation, right? By notation, what we do is that we have 0 point, let's say 0.2, then you bring a dot on top of the 2. This is just a notation. You just need to understand the image behind what it does, right? That's very, very important. So I'm having 0.2 and a dot as well. So it means that the 2 keeps somewhat repeating itself. So this can be something like 0.2 2 2 2 2 2 and so on and so forth. Is that okay? So when a number keeps on repeating itself, that's what we call recurring. The thing has been keep on recurring, right? Reoccurring. So let's say something like that, reoccurring, right? So when I bring a dot at the top here, it means that the number has keep on. So this is also a member of what? A rational number. Is that okay? So this is also a member of what? A rational number over here. Let's say this can be converted into 1/2. Is that okay? 1/2. So when I have something at 0.3 on top here, so this can be rewrite as what? Move on to 1 point over here. I'm having 1/3 over here. Is that okay? You can use a calculator to check this. Just point this on a calculator and check what you get. Is that okay? So the same thing. Now I have 6 children of what? A rational number. So the proper, improper, and then mixed fraction, and then integers, and then terminating decimals, as well as what? Recurring what? Decimals. So it's very, very important. Is that okay? It is very, very important. So anything like this, I can rewrite it as what? Rational number. So pay attention to this. It's very, very important. So anything of this nature, I can rewrite it as what? Rational numbers. So let's move on. So that is for what? Rational and what? Irrational numbers. So the one thing I also talk about, let's dive into this and see how we can have some examples and for a better understanding purpose. So here comes the question. So they are saying that which of the following is or are what? Irrational numbers. Is that okay? Which of the following? So if you don't know the meaning of who is a rational number, there's no way you can answer this question. So all your focus should be on understanding the terms, right? What is the image behind? The moment they say rational, what comes to your mind? Who is a rational? So we know by definition is that rational is something like something on top over something, right? So you have groups of that. So maybe CC, that's the proper, improper, mixed fraction, terminating decimals, recurring decimals, and so on and so forth. So integers, right? So they are ceasing, so integers. Now they say which of the following are what? Rational, or is what? A rational. So let's have a look at the set. So we are having the set. All the sets are below. So all the sets. So which one goes for what? The rational, and which one is not a rational? When you look at the set one, the first one, the first option I is that we are having P to be equal to that 2, and then root 3, followed by 5. Is that okay? 3 followed by 5. So you just need to check the members, right? Those people, they say rational. We are dealing with rational, and you know that at the back of your mind that rational can be right or can be written as something over something. This is what you have to work along, right? This have to be at the back of your mind. So let's check. Now the first person is the first person. Well, does the first person looks like something over something? Of course, yes. Is that okay? Why? Because when I have 2 over 1 is the same as 2. Is that okay? Why am I saying this? It's the same as 2 because when I pick 2, when I give you something, let's say this is a whiteboard marker, when I give you a 2 whiteboard marker, to go and give it to one person. I don't know how many markers do you think that person will get. The person will get all the 2 markers. Is that okay? So this is the 2 marker that I'm giving you, right? So go and give it to one person, right? Or go and share this thing among what, two people. Or sorry, go and share this thing among what, just one person. The person takes all. Is that okay? So that is why any whole number can be written as that number over 1, right? That number. So the first one is qualifies, and then the second one also qualifies. Is that okay? So this is a rational number, and then this is also another irrational. So now let's focus on the middle one, right? Can you rewrite this one in form of this? That is the question. Is that okay? Can you write root of 3 in a form of this? I don't believe this is necessary. Is that okay? I don't believe so. Therefore, this option 1 doesn't hold for a rational number, right? Option 1 doesn't hold for a rational number. So let's check the second one. Let's check the second one. So the second set is I'm having a set of q to be equal to 7, and then 1 over 6, and then root 9. Is that okay? Root 9. So this one, the first one, you know already, and then the second one is also obvious. What about the third one? So I'm having a root 9. Is that okay? Square root of 9. This is equal to 3. So if you don't know the function of this square root, that's why you need to stay focused over here, right? What this thing does also is split the numbers. Is that okay? Split this number. So I'm having a root of 9, which will be equal to 3. The same thing, this root 3 can be written as 3 over 1, which is a rational. So perfectly, then this set is a set of rational numbers. So let's look at the last option and see. Then we finalize our answer over here. So the last set, I'm having set of r to be equal to is that minus 3, and then less than or equal to s less than or equal to 8, right? Less than or equal to 8. Okay, so this is a set of r. So they are saying that these people here start from minus 3 and end at end at 8, right? Positive 8. So these people, the people in this room start from let's say the age of minus 3 and then end at positive 8. But the x is not defined. What I mean that is not defined, we don't know which people are here, right? We don't know the exact people, so these people can be rational and irrational. Assuming that they've defined the x, that one there we can list the members at the middle here. Is that okay? Since they've not defined the x, or they are not saying x is the number, maybe a real number, or maybe let's say a natural number, a whole number, integers, and so on and so forth, we cannot list the members in between. Are you getting the point? So this can be a set of a real numbers, and that is a rational and irrational combination of the two. We cannot name them, but we cannot list the members over here. So therefore we cannot conclude that this set here is also a rational number. So the only rational number that we have is the set of q, that's the 7, 1 over 6, as well as root of 9. So the answer here is q. Is that okay? Right? Alright, so don't forget to stay focused on this channel, whereby we bring you the updates. We give you the understanding of the mathematics, not just to find the x and y and then move on. Thank you.